Welcome to Schacht Spindle Company and the Spinning and Weaving Week of 2020. We're going to start out with tensioning, the tension system that you use to pull your yarn onto the bobbin. This can be done in several different ways. The two ways that I'm going to talk about are when you're spinning in double drive on the Matchless and when you're spinning in Scotch Tension. So when you're spinning in double drive, you have two bands that are going around the drive wheel. They're coming back over the pulley and the bobbin. The tension on these two strings is what's going to create that draw-in. So one of the things about the Matchless you'll notice is there's a bearing back here that holds the end of the flyer. That bearing is also the bearing it's connected, and it will hold your second whirl or an additional whirl on the back of your wheel. That bearing is actually threaded through and connected to this little mushroom-shaped knob. So when we turn the knob, you're going to see the angle of the flyer rising up. And what's happening as we increase that angle is we are tightening the tension on both of the drive bands. That is going to increase the tension of the draw-in onto your bobbin. Another thing to note is that the Schacht bobbins have two different sized ends. The small end needs to be facing towards the back when you're in double drive to give the correct ratio between the whirl and the bobbin. Most of the time when you start out in this tensioning, you will have your bobbin parallel to the mother of all. And I like to just touch my drive bands and just have a little bit of bounce. Let's review the double drive setup again. Next, we're going to talk about the tensioning system of Scotch Tension. You will notice there is a single drive band going over the whirl or pulley in the back that's attached to your flyer behind the bobbin. The large end of the bobbin needs to be at the back of the wheel near the pulley. Underneath your flyer, on the mother of all, you will see your brake band. Also notice that brake band goes over the back of your bobbin in the big groove. The brake band, or spring and string, is attached to the Scotch tension peg. Turning this peg forward or backward, you will see that you're either extending the spring or you're making it go closer together, giving you less tension. So turning this peg is what's going to break the bobbin faster, meaning that you have more draw in. So we've talked quite a bit about tension and the tension that your yarn needs to have to draw on is all the tension that you need. By adjusting the tension, we are adjusting how fast the yarn is being pulled into the orifice and onto the bobbin. So, you know that a fat yarn needs less twist than a skinny yarn. So, just by increasing the tension, and you'll notice when I increase the tension, it's a small adjustment. It's not a very large adjustment. And one of the reasons that I like to spin in Scotch Tension is that my bobbin tends to fill rather quickly, and I'm having to continually increase the tension to get it to draw onto the bobbin. And I feel that I have a little less adjustment when I use the double drive and the mushroom knob because it's a much smaller increment. So when I change the default yarn that I'm spinning to a much finer yarn, that is when I change the wheel to double drive and use that tensioning system. So by just increasing the tension, I'm going to be pulling the yarn on faster, which means the yarn is going to have less time to build up twist as the flyer's going around, meaning that as I increase the tension, my yarn will naturally get thicker. Join us tomorrow when we're going to talk about ratios, how the wheel works, how to make the wheel work for you, and how we can deviate from our default.